Hi-ho, fellow armchair Imagineers! Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And it's time to put on makeup. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. That's right, it's ABC's modern meta-take on the Muppets. And tonight we're talking about episode 4 entitled Pig Out! Ooh, everyone, we're having a party!
So Tiki, why don't we...
An usher!
So Tiki, why don't we get things started?
On the most sensational,
celebrational,
Muppetational, this is what we call the Muppet Show Again. Oh my God, that was so reassuring. That was so reassuring that everything's going to go well. Oh my God. So BlueDragonFive, we've been having quite the night, haven't we?
Oh, it's been a blast.
But let's not bore the people with our inside baseball.
What he was going to say, folks, was inside baseball. Yes.
I'm going to turn off my camera. I think that would be a good idea.
Well, we can hope.
Oh, this is killing me.
As I said, we can hope.
Okay, well, on brighter news, BlueDragonFive, I thought this episode was really good. I thought arguably this episode might be the best out of the series thus far.
Well, I'm not sure. It's still early on, but it was a good one.
It's definitely still early on, but I think that, you know what I think it is? I think what I really responded to well with this episode is the fact that unlike the other episodes where they had like all these individual storylines going on at the same time, I felt this episode was kind of like one big story, you know, and it wasn't even really a story. It was more just kind of a vignette. Yeah. And I felt like that was more appropriate to the Muppets.
Yeah.
And I also felt like this might move the plot along in a way that other episodes might not have, in the way that, like, I kind of hope the status quo gets changed where they respect Piggy a little more. Maybe not because of the ending. But seriously, Budre, you want to get into that right now before we even get into the episode? I feel like this show's having a problem with just, like, the status quo never changes, and as a matter of fact, there is no status quo. It feels like it just switches from episode to episode.
Really? Well, what do you mean by a status quo in that regard?
Well, I mean, let's just take the Fozzie storylines as an example of that.
Well, I mean, you mean how it kind of just resets to things at the end, or you mean you want consistent?
Yeah, I mean, like, what we were all excited about with this episode, with this series in general, was all the Muppets getting arcs. And for the most part, I haven't seen really anything carry over from episode to episode, and I feel like that's kind of disappointed me.
Yeah, I don't know. It should be carrying over a little more, but I mean, then again, if they bring it back, it's just like a few episodes down the line. If they start, it's optimistic though. So there's no proof of that yet, and that is concerning.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm all for a good comedy. You know, I'm all for a good, like, 10-minute, half-hour, 20-minute, just like chunk of comedy, but don't frame it as something that's going to be all, you know, story development based and character based, which I felt like the first episode kind of did. And as much as I did like this episode, I did think it was the most quintessential Muppets of the series. I also thought it was probably the episode of the series that stuck out the most and was the most different. So I don't know, this series has a real consistency problem I'm worried about right off the bat. But anyways, do you want to get into it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Fozzie's warming up the audience. You know, Miss Piggy will be here in a second, and this is the second Statler Waldorf whatever. I just love that. It's just the most, like, I don't know, something about just being completely uninterested is almost even more biting than a joke. Because it's like, at least with a joke, they have to put some effort into it. But with whatever, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
And, you know, like, there's a joke about updating Facebook statuses. And, you know, the old guys are heckling poor Fozzie, as they usually do, which is a nice, you know, nice little thing we got from the old Muppets carrying over here. Of course, they have to heckle them, but it's like, it feels like the old times this time around, you know?
Of course.
They're right in the front row. It fits so well.
It's great.
And then Fozzie has a little cutaway, little talking head where he's just saying that it's part of the hecklers are part of the job, and it's part of the job that keeps you from liking yourself.
Oh boy, poor Fozzie. We always want Fozzie to succeed.
We do. So then let's see. So then this conversation is pretty funny, and then it kind of brings up one of the big things of the episode we want to talk about, I guess.
Which I really hope actually becomes a thing.
Okay. Well, they basically
I hope this doesn't just go back into the background like I fear it will.
We'll see. Anyways, there's this really hilarious bit where Sam Eagle, of course, he is the spokesman for what the notes from broadcast.
I think this episode has some of the best Sam Eagle facial expressions ever.
It does. That's the thing of this episode. Again, so this episode, to me, it does capture a lot of the elements that we do want for this show that were in the first episode. Which includes,
absolutely. I feel like it has even more than the first episode had in terms of just the Muppet style humor, as opposed to just like, hey, let's take the Muppets and apply adult humor to it. I mean, granted, there is adult humor in here, and we'll get into it a little bit, but I don't know. There's something about this episode that felt very much more in the style of the Muppets than the other 3 episodes have.
Yes, you're right. You're right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's see. So Sam, basically, the broadcast standards and practices note from Sam is that Gonzo being the writer of this, but he's complaining to Kermit. Kermit's playing mediator here, saying, "Well, Sam won't let Piggy jump into a vat of chocolate pudding." This I thought was hilarious because the standards and practices would do something like this. At least in the olden days, they would do something like this. Well, we fear
that has concerns that a child might jump into a vat of pudding and drown.
Then Kermit brings up the legitimate point. Where would kids get giant vats of pudding? Oh. And then Sam has probably the best line of the episode. He says, America has trouble with portion size. Which I thought, again, first of all, it's such an American. Again, Sam's pointing out what he thinks are America's strengths, but also their weaknesses.
Yeah, for sure.
The ultimate spokesman for America is pointing out, it's a flaw with America. We have trouble with portion sizes. And just the legitimacy, the sincerity behind it. America is like he's defending America. Well, America has trouble with portion size. It's a low blow. Don't go that way. Anyway, so Janice walks over to get some of this.
Oh boy. Well, first of all, I love how on a rewatch, as soon as Janice enters, it's just like Sam's just, so Janice is just like, Kermit, I just wanted to let you know that a couple days from now I have a lesson on astral projection. Oh, so you'll need a day off? No, I'll be here, but I'll be there too. Hi, Sam.
First of all, that's a clever gag, by the way, the astral thing. Anyway, so Sam, he's a little awestruck here. Then we have a dog.
Well, there's two options here. She either said, "Hey, Sam," as in "Hello to you, my colleague, Sam," or "I've loved you a million lifetimes."
Oh, so basically,
in between there.
So what we determined here is that Sam likes Janice. Which is nice. It's great for Samuel because we love this character. To see him be like a little, there are workplace, crushes and everything. And that's the thing these office style shows do a lot of the times. That's what they use the cutaways for.
Oh my god!
Like for all we know, this could be the Jim Pam relationship for the season.
Oh god, don't say that, because Jim and Pam really annoyed me.
Well, look, Jim and Pam it spun off it turned boring, but in the beginning it was good.
I feel like Rachel.
Ross and Rachel?
Yeah, from Friends.
No, it's not Ross and Rachel.
No, I'm saying it's the anti-Ross and Rachel, because Ross and Rachel was actually interesting from beginning to end.
Well, that one got annoying, though.
No, I like Ross and Rachel. Screw you.
No, I'm saying it started off good, but then the break stuff just got annoying.
But I like the ending.
No, the ending was good. Then they got, of course, ignoring the fact they had a kid together, and that kid just completely got written out.
Oh god. Okay. Anyways.
Seriously, avoid kids in shows. Bad idea. Anyway, so seriously, it's really nice that Sam likes Janice, and the reason it works, because that's something that works well with Sam Eagle, we saw in Muppets and Miss One, is when you just play him so genuinely, it works so as the mundanity, he's a little off his romance, a little off his crush. On Janice, of course, out of all the Muppets, it really works as a relationship idea, because Janice is kind of the opposite of Sam, opposites attract.
I have problems with this, though, because, obviously Sam must know about Janice and, they've alluded very strongly to her drug habits and everything, so Sam doesn't have a problem with that.
No, to be fair, with the drug habits.
Or is Sam oblivious to it?
Well, I'm not sure, but they've like Animal. Animal and Zoot. You get a sense of, and Dr. Teeth probably. I don't know. Janice is.
I think Animal and Zoot are probably on the harder drugs. Dr. Teeth's probably just a stoner. But you're right. With Janice, she's probably the most level-headed out of all.
If I were to guess, I mean, bear in mind, they're band members. They're just. I think she's more into like the hippie Zen stuff. I think that.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I can get it.
But regardless, though, I kind of see what you're saying about just Janice is an unconventional choice for Sam. But I see it as Sam. He wants.
But then again, with the Muppets, I mean, what other options do you have? And he's not going to go nuts for Miss Piggy.
Well, absolutely, but seriously, if you look at it though, Sam going for Janice, what you have to grasp on there is that, she there's like a part of Sam. Obviously, intellectually, he would never go for Janice. Intellectually, he just writes her off as a hippie or a weirdo. Like, no, I'm not going for Janice. She's part of the band.
She's a weirdo.
Exactly. That's Sam's intellectual side. But of course, his heart, his emotions, is like he likes the free spirit of her. He likes she's part of the band. She's nice. She has these thoughts that no one listens to except me. And I'd like to get to know her a little bit. That's his heart. You know
what it totally reminds me of? You haven't seen Magnolia, have you?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, well, I'll keep it brief, but it's a great movie. It's kind of like a vignette. Like, there's all these different storylines going on, but one of the best storylines is the great John C. Reilly. He plays this cop, and he's a very kind of down-to-earth, just kind of, I don't want to say a Jim Gordon, but, very much kind of like by the book, sort of like, a cop that wants to do good sort of guy.
All right, okay, kind of great.
And basically he gets a call about a music being too loud, and it ends up being this beautiful woman who happens to be addicted to cocaine. So throughout the movie, John C. Reilly as this cop is basically trying to court this woman, and he's kind of just oblivious to the fact that this woman obviously has some issues. So, I don't know. It kind of reminded me of that. And that is honestly one of my favorite movie romances.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of that in there, too,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's a direct influence. I'm just saying I could kind of see the similarities.
But, Sam's a character always kind of hides the emotions like that. It's kind of neat to see under the surface. He likes a little bit of the opposite there, a little bit of the nonconformist streak of Sam he'll never admit to himself. But, he just likes Janice. And out of all the Muppets, Janice is the one you get to know, one of the Muppets you get to know least. And, Sam would like to know a little more.
Yeah, exactly, which is why I hope this kind of goes on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Fozzie with a T-shirt cannon, and BlueDragonFive, are you aware of the whole Maud Flanders thing?
Well, I vaguely remember Maud Flanders, but I don't...
She got killed by a T-shirt cannon.
I remember she died. I remember she was under some weird circumstances.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly what
she was coming back to get... They were at a baseball game, and they were on the bleachers, and she was coming back to get... with snacks in her hands, and then it just hit her, and she flew right off the bleachers.
Well, to be honest with you, I couldn't help stop thinking about Steven Universe when they brought out the T-shirt cannon, because
that's true.
Steven Universe is like a sniper with a T-shirt cannon.
T-shirt cannons are fucking deadly in cartoons, man.
They are. But seriously, T-shirt cannons are awesome, though.
Well, I don't know, dude. If I was at a stadium and I saw a T-shirt cannon, I'd be like, oh god, I don't want one. I don't want to be Maud Flanders. Okay. So, first of all, I like that Fozzie's actually getting the crowd going for.
Which this is actually a thing they do on sitcoms and all shows, really. It's like they have the warm-up guy, which I'm assuming like Andy Richter probably does it for Conan O'Brien. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
There is the warm-up guys, and especially this is most notable for like sitcoms like Seinfeld or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And they get people to warm up the crowd, just get them on like a laughing mood, so you can get that for the tape, Yeah, that's the idea. Even like comedians like Jerry Seinfeld, I think he does stand up for the crowd sometimes, just to kind of warm them up.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing. So it's kind of neat to see that thing going on. Yeah, it's nice to showcase that on TV. The warm up.
What is the deal with sitcom laugh tracks? I mean, they just laugh at everything.
Okay, but so Fozzie's got the T-shirt can. Yeah, it's nice seeing him engaging with the audience. And Fozzie's good at it.
It's like most of the time when we see Fozzie, he's just flat out tanking in front of an audience.
Yeah, it's nice to see the crowd does actually like Fozzie.
Exactly. But
so then
Fozzie,
it jams.
Oh god! I like where this is going. Fozzie's like pointing at himself.
And then basically, as he's trying to fiddle with it, they say, "Oh well," and then basically it goes off, and like, bam. hits Statler point blank range again, front row, folks. Bear in
And he
mind,
goes
that's a lot of
flying in a
velocity.
really impressive effect.
Flies to the row right behind him, and yeah, again, so that's that's one of the 3 elements of this Muppet Show that were in the first episode that I like to see kind of come back, which again shows this episode's a good one. It has it has your great Muppet humor, it has a bit of heart, a bit of a little emotion, a bit of heart in there, and of course your fantastic puppetry.
Absolutely. And I'm going to say it right now, this whole bit between Fozzie and Statler, easily my favorite bit in the entire series thus far. Easily. Like not even close.
Like
not
right
even
here
close.
the whole story.
No, I'm saying the whole story.
Yeah, I like the whole story.
Not even close. I think it's easily the best thing the show's done so far.
Well, you know what? I would say that, but I kind of wish they went the gutsier approach and kind of left that ending off.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But at the same time, it just like... that's an issue with the show in general, though. They don't really know how to end the stories that well.
We'll get
right.
Into it.
It's like they have these great setups, and then it's like I agree with you. The ending could have been a little more. The ending's funny. It's a good punchline.
Yeah, again, it's fine. It's just like I wish I wouldn't see them go the gutsy route of like kind of legitimizing. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
And that would actually be breaking the status quo, which seems to be a problem for this show.
Yeah, but again, we'll see. Again, it looks like they're going to have to break the status quo at some point, given like some of the stuff they've set up.
I mean, speaking of which, we have not seen Denise.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that eventually they're going to have to address Denise.
I have to wonder if Denise is like, part of me just thinks they wrote her off because the internet just went insane when.
Well, I never really got how she was received, Tiki. How was she received? Was it
very poorly?
Really? It was that negative?
Yeah.
Well, you got to bear in mind they do shoot these in advance, so if anything, they've just switched the order of episodes. If they're just trying to think if we can get rid of her,
oh god, and just thinking they could switch the order of episodes and have it just not matter at all.
That's the thing. We don't know.
Folks, I'm trying to be optimistic, and I do think this is the best episode thus far, but I'm saying the show in general, like, it's having trouble growing on me.
All right, anyway, so we cut back from opening, and basically Statler's being taken away very realistically, which I was impressed by. Okay, yeah, there's an aftermath, and that's just like usually because Statler does the thing where he scrunches his face up. There's actually some ramifications in this time around. So he's being hauled away, neck brace and everything. It looks beaten up.
Go to county medical. They're pretty loosey goosey with the meds. And then this is one of the best lines of the episode. Oh my god! You want to take us through it?
No, you do.
Well, Uncle Deadly's there, and he's like, Kermit, if you need help covering this up, I'm great at hiding things.
Oh, I love Uncle Deadly so much.
They use him in small doses in this show, and it works great.
It does. They just keep bringing back Uncle Deadly like that. I'll check out the show. Okay.
So Fozzie wants to go out there. He doesn't want to do jokes because he was doing really good with the audience. So.
Yeah, because again, the teacher came. Well, it did bomb. Just thinking, well, let's just change it around. So he says, "Oh, should I get my slingshot and jawbreakers?" No. What about gumballs?
That at anywhere in the audience, they'd love that.
Gumballs? No, not the gumballs.
Oh God.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. So then we got this dynamic I really like, and I want to see this come back.
Yes. Oh my God, Chef and Piggy as like work buddies. Yeah, oh my God.
Because it makes sense. Piggy being her namesake, she would have to have respect for the craft service guy.
Sure. It's great. It's great.
And of course, we've seen there's nothing contrary to this because there's like she had a little cute little banter with Chef saying, "Oh, Chef with a naughty mouth." But
okay, I'll give you that. This is one thing that's kind of carrying over from episode to episode.
I'm saying I'm saying the stuff that carries over to there is some stuff that's just really subtle, like Scooter and Kermit's dynamic. I'm saying stuff like it's carrying over.
Sure, I hear you. I just wish there was more of it. I think there's just a lot more.
You're right. It's like not over. It's not big enough stuff that's carrying over.
Exactly.
Anyway, so basically, I do love the dynamic between Piggy and the Swedish Chef, though. And like, well, what do you got? Just I love that she understands Chef and all. So basically, he pulls out Swedish sushi, which is a carryover from.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
I was hoping the gas station sushi bit would come back because I kind of got drawn into that.
Yep. Again, it's a very pleasant interchange between these two. You know, it's like Piggy's genuine. I think she's the nicest chef out of all the crew on the show.
Yeah, easily she's the nicest to chef.
Yeah, which is very pleasant. Okay, so then Piggy overhears while she's at the craft service. So she overhears Bunsen Honeydew and then Beaker asking.
These two have blown it a couple times. They kind of blew it with Bobo as well with buying the cookies.
Well, the Bobo didn't know about Bunsen Honeydew buying the cookies.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying they were in on it.
they were, but then Beaker was innocent. Beaker didn't do anything. It was just Bunsen Honeydew.
Well, isn't that the case with their entire relationship, though?
Not true.
Oh dear, I hate to think of the.
Okay, just hold on.
Oh God.
Seriously, so
tonight you will be my slave, Beaker.
All right, Beaker and Honeydew. They're asking Bobo about going to the bar after work if the dinner plans are still on, like the Muppet crew usually has after the show.
At Rolf's, very appropriate.
At Rolf's Tavern, which is good. Giving Rolf some business. We love good old Rolf. And
Rolf was hardly in the episode at all, though. Like, if he was just in the background.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of weird. They're going to Rolf's.
No, I actually just thought of that just now.
Yeah. Anyway, so Piggy's questioning the chef. Wait, chef, does everyone go to?
Well, hold on. Honeydew has a great line. Tonight, my PhD will stand for pretty hard drinking. Well, no, actually, it stands for advanced. It's my advanced academic degree.
But let's see Honeydew cutting loose a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Miss Piggy asks the chef, "Does everyone do this after work, after the show?" And the chef disappears. It's pretty funny. He makes
a little gesture and goes under the table.
And there's some good timing here. So instant after that happens, and Piggy's saying, "Kermit, Kermit, what are you doing?"
No, I already told you I can't do Angry Piggy. Right. But I do like when she goes out into the crowd and for a brief moment she's like, "Hello, everyone."
Yeah, that's a realistic touch there of she doesn't want to show a bad face in front of the crowd.
Right.
Hello, everyone. And anyway, so then Kermit's explaining to her behind the scenes, but let's see, I think there's something before that though.
Well, we have the bit with Statler's teeth and.
Peppy found.
Look at me, I'm the Bradley Coopers.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Now he's not saying that
Bradley Cooper will probably make a cameo now.
Now what he's saying there is Bradley Cooper is handsome and he has good teeth. That's what he's saying.
I would hope so. That's what
he's not saying he's like Gary Busey or anything. I want to make that clear. Anyway, so then Kermit and Piggy have a little conversation. Basically, Kermit's trying to dissuade her, saying, "Well, no, it's a normal thing, Piggy. They don't want the bosses there."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which again, it's why Kermit doesn't get invited, which is kind of sad, given what happens. Kermit doesn't get invited.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Kermit is like one of the less popular people in the office.
Well, you gotta remember, he's kind of the guy. He actually is the boss of the whole thing, really.
Yeah, of course.
The deadlines and everything.
Right.
Anyway, so let's see. So then, as Kermit says that, we don't know if Kermit has never been to one of these things. He's just lying to Piggy. We don't know, but we cut to one of these after work.
So we've heard my impression. We've heard my impression of Miss Piggy. I wonder if I can do Beaker doing Miss Piggy.
So we see Beaker's Miss Piggy impression.
Let me try.
Trying out at the bar.
Me, more. Me.
Oh, so accurate. Again, seriously, that's a good. I think he has a better impression than you, Tiki. I don't know.
Oh, no one has a better Piggy than me.
I don't know. It's pretty convincing.
I will hunt you down, Beaker. I will get Victor Zaz on you.
Okay, let's not go that far. Come on. Okay, anyway, so the room loves it. It's a big hit in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. So Piggy's then basically saying,
"That's this plan where
you take us through it, and Piggy."
Yeah, she wants them to invite her, but she doesn't want to go out with them. At least that's what it seems.
I just want to be asked. So you want me to force them to? Yes.
Be rational, Kermit. That's not me at all.
That's so brutally honest.
Oh God. Okay, so we're back with Fozzie. Let's see. Where are you from, Phoenix? Oh, it's so hot in Phoenix that
Unfortunately, the Phoenix guy is snubbed because Fozzie's guilt over Statler's is overwhelming.
Who cares? Or I'll just hang you by a thread. Tomorrow could come to no one. Or tomorrow is guaranteed to
Tomorrow's
no one.
promised to no one.
Promised to no one, I'm sorry.
Which is it's such a...
That's so dark and so true.
Yeah, such a dark yet beautiful line. Of like, that's very profound, but coming from Fozzie Bear is going to warm up the audience, not helping. That poor Phoenix guy, you look at him, it's like, hey, what? It just looks so sad. Of like, oh my goodness.
That's your reaction to me being from Phoenix? And then Fozzie does a drop mic.
Yep.
The first of two in this episode, and this is the very depressing one.
Yes.
Well, actually, they're both kind of depressing.
Oh yeah, the second one's much more.
The second one might be a little worse.
The next one's far worse. The next one's far worse. Okay, anyways, let's see. So then Gonzo and Rizzo, this is a great scene. I love this kind of scene. So it's basically kind of the, Gonzo and Rizzo, they're begging Kermit not to make them ask Miss Piggy. What if she says yes? Bad idea. And why do we have to ask her? And then Rizzo tries to excuse it, saying, well, there's a long history of asking women out, and they fall, as my bosses out, and they fall in love with me.
And it gets awkward, and
He's Rizzo's trying to make a compelling argument.
And then we have a moment of vulnerability from Pepe.
This I thought was hilarious. Seriously, if we rewatch, this is actually quite brilliant what Pepe's saying.
I play high school and I play high school. I play Hamlet in high school.
It was very controversial, okay?
Because I was not very good.
Which I thought was hilarious. Poor Pepe. So then he's essentially asking Miss Piggy to go there, and basically he says, well, Miss Piggy, we were wondering, shoot, line! Anyway, so Miss Piggy just instantly cuts him off, saying, oh, I love to go.
Are you inviting moi to roast tonight with you? Oh, see, yes, that was my line.
Oh, Pepe.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have an appointment. And they're all just like, oh.
And, then Kermit, I love this moment of Kermit just, Kermit saying, oh, thanks, guys, it means a lot to me. And then, ball drops.
Change my mind, see you there. It's fun with Piggy, fun.
And then Pepe has the best line. He says,
oh, this is good.
I love now. It's not just the line, okay? It's the way.
It's how he delivers it.
It's just the way Pepe delivers it. It's like not just like regular Pepe. It's the desperation.
Kermit, what'd you do?
Kermit, what did you do?
Yeah, that
what
was
did you do? Seriously, I'm surprised we've never made this comparison with Pepe. Did they? Okay, are you rushing?
Oh God. Okay, animal, are you rushing or are you dragging?
Animal
do you want to be a great drummer or not?
Animal rushing. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I'm surprised we haven't made that comparison yet.
And that would be hilarious.
Oh God.
Or Dr. Teeth doing it, but not as effective.
And the Muppets do a lot of parodies, and Animal is the obvious fill-in for Miles Teller being a drummer, so I actually think it could happen. But there'd be the whole Ricky Ricardo thing.
Yeah, but also, otherwise it'd probably be Dr. Teeth. Animal, I need to know, are you rushing?
Yeah, seriously, the Muppets should do a Whiplash parody, though, given Animal. That needs to happen.
Dragon. Animal don't know. Well, Animal, man, Dr. Teeth.
Don't look down there, Animal. There's no Mars bar down there.
Animal wants cookies. Because the Girl Scout cookies. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, God.
So basically, Kermit obviously is flustered because, so basically he's saying, you said you say no. He's talking to Piggy. He says, well, you say no. But I said yes. Well, what changed? I said yes.
Yeah, Miss Piggy's being very, very uncooperative here.
Essentially, she drops some knowledge on Kermit, saying,
"These diamonds make me look relatable."
Yeah, she wants to look relatable because of her chorus girl days. She wanted to brighten up people's lives of her fellow. Again, the ego of Miss Piggy, it skyrockets. It really does.
These people have such drab lifestyles. And then Kermit's just like mocking her, like, lifestyles.
You're gonna get a big you say it, a big heaping.
They're gonna get a real big heaping pile of more.
Okay, anyway, so then Kermit just gives Miss Piggy props on a talking head, saying, "Well, she's really good at manipulation."
She's really good at that.
Yeah, no one's better than her at it, actually. So again, now I think they might be hinting at that, down the line. Kermit's gonna have more respect for Miss Piggy down the line.
I definitely got this in the episode.
And I think that might be them getting back together by the end of the season.
We'll see. We have to find out what's happening with Denise.
And again, that's what I'm saying. I think if they're seeding it in subtly like that throughout, it might pay off. But we'll see. I know it's unknown at this point. Okay, so let's see. So, okay, so Statler is in the hospital. Nurses.
Like I said, this might be the single best scene of the whole series.
This scene was great, and again, the payoff is just kind of it makes it not.
But I would wager to say that most of the storylines in this show have not had a great payoff.
We'll see. But I'm just saying, had they kind of gone somewhere with this scene, it would have been amazing.
Yeah, you're right. But still, for a Muppet fan, to me, it was still amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta accept that it would have felt unnatural, but it still could have been groundbreaking. We don't know. Point is, so Sally's on to a nurse, and basically he's confusing what he's allergic to what his dog is, and and anyways, the nurse leaves, and Fozzie comes for a visit, and first, you've come to finish me off, haven't you? If I shot you, I'd hang it, put your face down on the wall, on the floor in front of me, in front of my fireplace. It hurts to laugh, but it's worth it.
Oh, I guess it's safe with you in the room.
And Fozzie's very apologetic. This is sweet. This is endearing. Fozzie feels really bad. Again, these are the guys always heckling, but he never wanted to hurt him. There's not a violent bone in this bear's body. No. Not at all. Anyway, so it's basically there's this really sweet moment. Again, had this moment kind of they went somewhere with it. I'm not knocking him for not going this way. I'm just saying it could have been really. It's a potential missed opportunity.
Yeah, I hear you. I still like the punchline, but punchline, I don't think the punchline was worth sacrificing the opportunity, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, again, it's fine. I'm saying you could have gone somewhere really interesting with it. But anyway, so there's this really great bit that Fozzie apologized. Well, maybe you weren't so mean to everyone. Maybe you had more visitors. First of all, he said, well, before that though, sorry. Statler says, as Fozzie's about to leave, he says, well, no one's been. You're the only one that's been here to visit me. Was it really? Yeah. The way that scene plays out, that's our Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog kind of moment of the episode.
Oh, absolutely. I think that is probably on par with the Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog.
And let me say this: really well shot, extremely well shot.
Yeah.
Very, that's half the impactfulness right there. Just seeing kind of this real moment of Fozzie about to walk out, and just kind of the pan over to see.
It's kind of shot pretty similar to the Miss Piggy scene too, with Kermit walking away.
Yeah, in a way. So basically, saying, well, not even Waldorf? No, Waldorf hates hospitals. They took him to the morgue once.
They fell asleep, and he fell asleep in the waiting room, and they took him to the morgue.
Which is pretty dark yet hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty damn dark, and I would be afraid of hospitals too after that.
Yeah, I mean, there's really another meaningful bit of just Waldorf. Again, you never really get to know the old guy's personal life. Just they always go to the show together because they're.
I like how Waldorf's familiar enough with hospitals that he knows which ones give out good meds, though.
Oh yeah. But it's kind of an interesting, sad dynamic to the old guys' lifestyles. That they're buddies and they go to these things together. They just love the mock things. It's like a Siskel and Ebert, but really elderly.
Well, I think Siskel and Ebert had more appreciation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's Siskel and Ebert, but they hate everything, but they love hating things together. And what if they can get along?
Siskel and Ebert did love hating things together. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, but there's really sweet.
I miss both of them. It's sad to think that they're both gone.
It is.
That just hit me just now.
Anyway, but Statler here says, I got a lot of problems, which is really sad. Oh, yeah, it does have a lot of problems.
So Fozzie just asked if there's anything he could do, and
you broke my reading glasses when you shot me with a T-shirt cannon, so I could use. You go down to the drugstore and pick me up a pair. Okay. Also, give me one of those neck pillows made out of memory foam. So when I just sit there, it stays there.
And also an isolating fan.
Oscillating fan.
I'm sorry. Because this is a great line. I just love laying there, and then all of a sudden. Wind.
First of all, I just love the mundanity of the meaning of these things, and this is such kind of a true to form, like something an elderly American would ask for.
Right.
Yeah, this is like they basically you run out to do something nice for them, and then you turn to a laundry list of errands to run.
They mean no wrong. They're
Yeah,
just
absolutely. It's like you can't say
actually, with in terms of
well,
Statler,
well, we know that, but we didn't know
Yeah.
it at the time. Anyways, then Fuzz, maybe I should get a pen. Yeah, gets a pen so you write all this stuff down. Which again, sweet and endearing for Fozzie, trying to help Statler. And again, giving dimension to Statler and Walter was an interesting idea. Again, payoff. We'll get into that. So, Piggy is with the crow.
I still think there's a shred of development we got out of it, regardless.
Yeah,
I mean, with the whole bit of that, he's the only one that went to see him. I think that was genuine, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I think that whole bit was genuine. I just think that it's in Statler's nature to want to prank Fozzie.
Well, yeah, when you say it like that, you actually do raise a good point. That there might be. I think the grand thing is that Foz, these three characters, these two versus let's just say these two characters, these two groups. They have to exist, otherwise the Muppets, the comedy of the Muppets, in a way.
Yeah,
Big element of comedy goes. So basically, it's like it's a yin yang sort of thing. Get rid of one, the other one can't really exist to the full potential that they can be, and one of them's hurt because the other one, they need each other, and if they even things out too much, then the whole thing falters. So they need to have that kind of stacked against the deck type thing.
So I'd like to think that at the very least we'll get some occasional subtle acknowledgement that Statler has some respect for Fozzie.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of again, what if it is kind of like I guess the Skull Neighbor thing of he respects the filmmakers for trying. For example, Ebert, he loved Scorsese. And Scorsese meant a lot to Scorsese, but he would still rail him over the coals if he did a movie that he thought was inferior to his previous work. And that's the thing; he still had all the respect for him. Well, yeah, you see what I mean, though, right?
Shots fired.
Yeah, he had all the respect in the world for him. But he said, "Well, I was let down by this." But
Ebert and Scorsese were great friends.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of it might be like a relationship like that. We might give you actually might be a good comedian if you didn't.
I don't think Scorsese is particularly the best example because I don't think he's had very many duds in his career.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So basically, here's the thing: even the good movies, some of his good movies, Ebert would still kind of rail into him, saying, "Well,
I think The Departed is completely overrated."
I'm saying,
I still think it's a good movie. It's just really overrated.
No, I mean, even some of his fan favorites. I believe, was it The Color of Money? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
I'm not entirely sure.
Anyway, you see what I mean, though? Maybe by the end of the season, it could go that way of just kind of laying out the thing of I think you can do better than what you're presenting with us.
Great. Yeah, I want a scene like that. Okay. Anyways. So we're treated to oh God, one of the most obnoxious Piggy bits we've ever seen. I think.
Take us through it. You know how.
Oh, what a day! It was just a total drag. I had this landscape designer bragging about kids. You can't even imagine a blowhard yapping about his personal life.
Yeah, we can't imagine that, says Russo.
I've had more fun in a glue trap.
And then Pep.
I always take a copter, and that's why I always take a helicopter to Catalina.
Someone peel and eat me, okay?
Oh, God. But then in walks Ed Helms.
Yeah! Good guess.
Who I must say, I think Ed Helms might be, I don't know, it's him or Fishburne for my favorite celebrity appearance thus far.
And Fishburne's really awesome.
I know, it's tough. I'll probably have to give the edge to Fishburne, but he was really good.
Don't get me wrong, Ed Helms, he's made a couple questionable choices with movies mainly, but I don't know what he was thinking with the Vacation.
Yeah, there was Vacation, there was the Lorax.
Yeah, and plus he's going to be in a new DreamWorks film, which could be good if he's a good actor. He could pull it off.
What's the new DreamWorks film?
Well, down the line, again, there's no set date on the Captain Under. He's going to be Captain Underpants.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Yeah, could be up his alley, but we'll see.
I really like Captain Underpants. That's like my childhood right there. So.
I always thought Louis Black should do the voice of him, but
No, I can't imagine him with that deep of a voice.
Well, that's the thing. You got to remember, he's not. It's more less deep, more just angry, raspy.
But I never imagined him with a raspy voice either. That's the thing.
Well, Crump is grumpy, and then Louis Black is bombastically
loud. Well, that's true.
Loud.
You had Crump.
I'm saying Crump is the grouchy one, but then just the bombastic yelling, but all the energy of Louis Black is going into Captain Underpants.
Well, whatever.
Anyway, moving on.
So he has a great opening gag though. This really made me laugh.
So Ed Helms, he walks in the place. Everyone's like, "Yeah, Ed Helms, awesome, yeah."
And he mentions that he had a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, like Miss Piggy hasn't seen him since Ed Helms' birthday party. My niece had a party at Chuck E. Cheese and she didn't invite me, so you get revenge.
So I had a party and I didn't invite her. Take that, Madison.
Little
11 years old.
That
seriously was great. That really made me warm up to it.
Then they invite him. Basically, he says,
"Animal, go get drinks."
Yeah, they invite Ed Helms to join them, and like all the rest of us want him desperately to join. Otherwise, they gotta listen to Piggy. So he joins in. Ed Helms is a really nice guy, and so there's really hilarious. But this is the most meta we're gonna get on this show, probably one of the most meta things we've gotten so far. Because you gotta bear in mind the show is very much based on The Office type shows.
Exactly.
And Ed Helms, of course, was a big staple of The Office. After Steve Carell left, he was the boss.
You see, I never knew that because I never followed The Office.
Ed Helms, he started off. He had actually a very interesting character progression because in the beginning he started off as like a rival to Dwight, the Rainn Wilson character.
Oh god!
But
Dwight is kind of the reason I stopped watching, to tell you the truth.
Well, Dwight had kind of it's like roller.
He was fine in the beginning. Like I know why he got popular, but he's one of those characters where his popularity was ultimately his downfall. If you know what I mean.
It's in a similar vein. I mean, these two were great together because they first was kind of like a Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny type thing.
Oh, I love my Daffy Duck.
That's what I'm saying. It was kind of like that. Like the two of them. However, it was like with two Daffy Ducks. So that was the idea.
Oh God. Oh, even better. Even better.
So that was the idea. It's like two guys just trying to absorb each other's power to suck up to the boss. That was the idea, and it played it really well. And then it became a grudging friendship.
Okay.
And then eventually, because they both wanted to be boss. Eventually, Dwight was boss. Then Andy was boss, and he kept staying boss.
So Floyd's reaction is like, "Oh, we work together. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Well,
nice
Floyd.
To see you again."
To specify that Floyd mentions, "Hey, you look familiar. Where have I seen you before?" Probably from The Office. Oh, you're from The Office. He thinks it's the Muppet Office. The up late Miss Piggy office. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm Floyd. I'm with the band. And Janice introduces herself, and you notice the framing of this whole. Now, seriously, the cinematography of this episode is really good because the way they compose these shots. So you get Janice sitting next to Ed Helms, and basically they're hitting it. They're hitting it off, and you see poor
Sam is horrified.
It's not even horrified.
Right now, BlueDragonFive, who has not been in this situation before?
Oh, we've all been.
This is such a goddamn relatable situation. It's like, oh my god, oh Jesus, I don't even want to get into it. It's so relatable. I was just like, yep, been there. Know what that's like.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I love how Janice mentions that she plays guitar, and I love how Ed Helms mentions he plays banjo.
He does. Yeah, I mean, you do get to see him do that in The Office,
which is great, and it's just obviously a great callback to the Muppet movie and Steve Martin and everything.
Certainly. And so also in this scene again, you get some great Sam Eagle acting. Again, out of all the Muppets this episode, I think Samuel gives the greatest performance.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. Some
great stuff. Okay, anyways, let's see. So Fozzie feels this it's setting him up for a fall here. Fozzie feels so good doing stuff for someone. Really nice. Yeah, it's always nice to do something good for someone you shot in the face. Which is nice. Yeah, good for Fozzie. It's just he's running errands for this old. For all we know, it could turn into like a Tuesdays with Maury situation, but it doesn't.
Oh God.
Like the whole thing they bond over like sharing stories. That's what Fozzie has in his mind. Like, I'm going to befriend this old man. We're going to get
exactly.
It could go well, or it could be like a Terry McGinnis and Bruce Wayne for all he knows.
Oh God.
help the curmudgeon old man.
That's stretching it.
Fine, but like a Russell Carl Fredrickson in his mind, it's like that.
All right, Russell and Carl. That's the best analogy you've made.
That's what I'm saying. It's like in his mind, he's building it up. Like old man, young man helping old man, they bond. That's what he's thinking. And so he gets back to the hospital. And first, I thought they were going to go a really dark direction for a second.
Oh dear. Oh. Did you actually think they were going to kill him?
For a moment.
Oh, dude, could you imagine the
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that would have been...
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying. That would have been a huge status quo.
That would have broke the internet. Oh, dear God.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, geez. I mean, it would be great character development for Waldorf, but...
Basically, I had 3 thoughts. Okay, thought 1 was that, but briefly. Then thought 2. Again, remember these things come rapid fire. So thought 1 was like, oh no, it's gonna be Statler's not there because
It's going to be like the South Park Kenny death, which I know you probably don't know about.
Thought 2 was that he suffered the same fate of Waldorf, so he was mistaken, and he was put in the morgue.
Oh God, I didn't even consider that.
That was thought 2, and then thought 3 was like, okay, he's been moved or something. He's not in the room. Fozzie gets in there and unveils there's a sucker sign, not the little the pinky and the thumb. No, just literally sucker.
You know, most bear attacks don't happen because of hunger. They happen because some bear got his feelings hurt.
I thought that was a hilarious line. Just again, Foz driving this nice car, just like, most range states because like they're provoked or something. But most bear attacks happen because feelings get hurt. You feel your heart goes out to Fozzie, doesn't it? Poor Fozzie. He bought all this stuff and just to spite him.
All right, so we have a great montage of karaoke right here.
Karaoke. And then I think Love Shack's the first one.
No, If You Want to Be My Lover is the first one.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm saying, yeah, then there's Love Shack. I forgot what the first
one. Chef is doing some hip-hop. Hip-hop. Hippie.
The Kangaroo Jack song. Oh, no, it's before Kangaroo Jack. That's the most notable use.
Yeah.
But seriously, a bald chef, first time we ever seen without the hat on.
Yeah, right. And I must say, I know we've seen him with live-action hands before, but it's a little unnerving to me.
Well, I've told you, ever since that Florida one, it dawned on me, oh yeah, the chef has live action.
It's unnerving, man. I don't know what it is. It's like,
And you look at the old Muppet Show, he's had him the whole time. It's always been there.
Weird. It's like, why did I not know? You know why I think it is? I think it's because I'm so used to the chef in Muppet Vision, where he does have the Muppet hands. The animatronic does.
Right.
So that's probably where I get my thing from. Anyways,
I like seeing the chef cleaned up in a suit and tie and everything. Yeah,
he's breaking down like Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
A bunch of Vanilla Ice.
So then there's this great bit. Well, as Janice is singing a song, as Sam is like his mouth's hanging open, like enamored with her, and Uncle Deadly. This is nice. I want to see if this comes back. Uncle Deadly knows. You can't pull something over Uncle Deadly. And Uncle Deadly closes the beak up and just sings. Oh,
I don't know if I was ever gone, but I'm back.
That sounds oddly profound. But anyway.
I was just having an astral projection, so I was here, but I was also there.
But Tiki, speaking of Janice, so as she's singing Sam's
Sam's beat, just oh my God.
And Uncle Deadly closes it for him because I think that might be going somewhere. Like, look, Uncle Deadly knows. He knows all. It'd be hilarious. Uncle Deadly knew all the gossip going on in behind the scenes.
Well, I actually think that's kind of more Chef's role.
Maybe. Because
Chef seems to be the go-to one that Piggy goes to for gossip. I feel like that kind of is what builds a lot of their dynamic.
Okay, it makes more sense, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. So after that bit, we got, I believe it's I Got You, Babe, between Beaker and Dr. Honeydew.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
And, of course, Beaker is like, me.
And he has a great fucking solo. Oh my God, he brings the house down.
I'd love to hear Beaker have a rendition of I Gotta Be Me. Me. That could be awesome. Okay, anyway, so then, the most heartbreaking moment of the episode. So Sam Eagle, he's singing, he's putting gusto into it. It's like the last performance of Sinatra going on right now. He's singing, "You Wore the Wind Beneath My Wings." He's gotten into it, and Janice not paying him any mind.
Nope, it's like he's not even there.
And Ed Helms is swooping in. Ed Helms and Janice
buying her a drink. Oh, thank you.
And just you see Sam as he finishes the song, "You were the wind beneath my wings.
Fly like an eagle.
I can fly like an eagle." And anyways, then it just mic drops. Like it's not even just the drops, like a toss. Like I give up. Life's not worth living anymore.
It is so relatable. It is so goddamn relatable.
I'm gonna fly, and it's not gonna be.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I don't want to think about that with Sam.
No, I'm saying he has no one to fly with.
Well, I thought you said he was gonna fly right off of a cliff or something.
No. I said he's gonna fly. There's gonna be no one there for him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said I'm gonna fly and it's not gonna end well.
No.
Okay. Anyways, so Scooter's thanking Piggy. You know, I do what I do.
Now it's interesting that Piggy here, she's kind of stepping up at least for an episode.
Yeah,
Again, whether we'll come back around.
Do what I do. Getting late.
Well, no, seriously, what's kind of happening here is that she's filling the Kermit role in between Scooter and Kermit. Now it's kind of Scooter and Piggy. Don't get me wrong, Scooter and Piggy, they have their dynamic too. Like Scooter's literally the gopher, he usually is with Piggy. Instead of kind of like the co-showrunner as he is with Kermit, but still it's like a bit of like kind of more bond with Piggy over there. And you get to see Scooter gripe about Kermit. Essentially, he's griping about Kermit saying, "Oh, we gotta go because we gotta be there at 10 in the morning." He says, "Oh, 10 in the morning? I come in late like I do." He says, well, then Kermit goes into a barrage of good griefs.
I love how that traumatizes Scooter.
He views it as saying the F-bomb.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, so then as that's going on, and Piggy says, "Well, don't you come in late?" It's basically come in 2 o'clock or something.
Helms and Sweetums and some other Muppets singing "Don't Stop Believing." And
it's Bobo, it's Bobo, Sweetums, and Ed Helms.
That's
hilarious. They're singing the Journey song, "Don't stop."
Bobo or Ed Helms comes in. Excuse me, folks. I don't know whether or not you folks have considered to keep on believing, but in my opinion, I think. Don't stop.
You should probably know Ed Helms loves to sing. That might be why they did the karaoke thing, because he loves singing. Mainly, he loves singing a cappella.
That makes sense.
That was the thing in The Office. That was his big character. I don't know if it's actually all him in real life. I mean, he loves in The Office. His character loves singing a cappella.
Okay. So Kermit pulls a Dexter Morgan and brings donuts to the office.
I love that, by the way. I thought that was really nice. Kermit
Angel Batista. Bear Claw. And he's kind of looking for everyone. He's kind of shouting around, "Guys, where are you?"
It is like an episode of Dexter. He's having a nightmare about blood.
Oh God. Yolanda's the only. Yeah, you're right. It would be. Yolanda's the only one there, and she's like, "Oh, Kermit, stop yelling."
First of all, Yolanda's really growing on us. So there's a runner.
Yeah, she is. You're right. Hey,
Yolanda's getting more depth. I'm liking Yolanda a lot more. Anyway, so she's got a hangover from partying last night.
I'm glad my headache cleared up, because if my headache hadn't cleared up by now, I would have a really hard time talking about the scene.
Right. Basically, Kermit questions, "Wait, did you sleep here? What's today?" "Yep, I slept here." We had so much fun with Piggy.
Oh, we had a blast with Piggy.
Kermit's
Helms sat on my leg for a minute. I couldn't breathe, but it was fantastic.
Sat on my lap.
Lap. Okay, yeah. Well, Piggy said we could come in at 2.
And then, of course, Kermit's freaking out. I love this dynamic. She's the secretary for the office. I mean,
right.
Boss secretary dynamic. I thought it was really nice. Basically saying,
"Well, that's not going to give us nearly enough time to get the show together."
Basically, call everyone in. And then we said, "No, Kermit, can you give me an 1/8 of an Advil?"
That's great.
Really nice. I'm liking Yolanda's getting more character depth there. It's like more secretarial gags. I always love a good secretary character. That's my thing. I love Sandy Brandberg.
Betty Brant,
Sandy Brandberg from the Deadpool comics. I love the underrated secretary character. Yolanda's kind of growing on me in that regard.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone's all hungover at the office, about to have a meeting.
Like this slew of tablets being dropped into drinks. So this bit,
there's also a great bit with a tablet in Gotham that we'll get into.
Yes, okay, but seriously, so we got what's our?
So Sam, he's like, "Well, it was good to see you made it home safe last night."
Talking to Janice, and then Janice raises a logical question.
Well,
I put that together.
Now, I mean, you don't have to follow someone to know they made it home.
I put that together. So let's see. So then, Kermit, I love this bit. This is a great bit. Just Kermit the Frog. You can see the no nonsense no
absolutely.
nonsense side of Kermit the Frog. He just walks in there.
I'm gonna drop the Gordon references. His Jim Gordon is coming out right here.
Yeah. Just drops the book.
Doing it, dude.
Drops the book, just waking everyone like, ah. Oh, you're great. I'm glad you got here. It's like whenever you decide to show up meeting. Oh, is that what we're calling it now? No. So Kermit the Frog just lays out, he's very disappointed in everyone.
Oh, Scooter, you're not facing the right way.
And we see this one is kind of disturbing, seeing a Scooter without his glasses on.
I've heard a lot of things about this. Yeah.
Scooter without his glasses, and I love the gag you're explaining. He's like, well, I broke my glasses because we were singing Maniacs in karaoke, and basically, I stomped my glasses like 4,000 times. 400, I don't know, like 400.
And then Pepe interjects with a very hungover.
I love this. I love the look on Pepe. I don't know if they replaced the eyes or anything.
No, you know what it is.
See, Kermit's like listening intently, but Pepe's just
he's like attempting to string together a sentence.
Pepe is just completely out. He's partied out. Anyways, then Kermit's bringing up to Beaker and Honeydew. Oh, why are you wearing each other's clothes?
Beaker. If it doesn't happen in the workplace, then we don't owe an explanation.
Okay, this is the controversial bit of the episode.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
No, I'm fine with it. I'm just saying.
I'm fine. You know why I'm fine with it? Because the relationship between Beaker and Honeydew is already so fucked up as it is that it's like, whatever. You know what I mean? Beaker and Honeydew have always been kind of like the most promiscuous Muppets in the lineup to a certain extent.
I'm looking at it with kind of the naive viewpoint of that. They were so hungover. It's like, hey, what would you look like if you were Beaker? What would you look like if you were Dr. Honeydew? That could be. I'd like to think that way, but look, I'm just going to make this statement. I don't want to dwell on it too much. I just want to make this statement. Just because...
Now give him that little dress so I can hurt you, Beaker!
Okay, let's not go that far. No, but seriously, I'm going to make this statement on the whole thing. Look, folks, just because there are long-lasting Muppet partnerships does not mean... Not just with Muppets, excluding the Sesame Street characters too.
I feel like for everything. I mean, there's the whole Patrick and SpongeBob thing. That it goes that way for literally every.
Folks, there are such things like great long-lasting parts. Look, Statler and Waldorf. We don't read into that at all.
Seinfeld, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Exactly.
I certainly respect the fact that the gay rights have taken a giant leap forward in this country this year, and I applaud that for sure. I'm totally happy about that.
Like, for example, Bert and Ernie, that's one that kind of works either way, because, they're buddies that live together.
Bert and Ernie, I feel like there's some ambiguity.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it works either way, though. So you look at it, they're buddies, they room together. Otherwise, they live together. It makes sense that after all that time, they might bond together in certain ways. It makes sense.
Sure.
But it works either way. I'm saying you don't need to force everything. And once I know they have a screwed up work relationship, I just think that's...
Oh, God, yes, they have a screwed up work relationship.
I'm saying, though, that's just... It's like Abbott and Costello almost. Like, one's getting all the physical torment there, and the other one's just not oblivious to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying you don't have to read into it all the time. But if they are going that way with this, and again, the show's kind of setting the status quo and stuff, so we really don't know if it's going to carry over that much. But I'm saying they don't need to make a statement if it's not. They don't need to read into a statement if it's not there.
I hear you.
Either way, it's fine. I mean, for these two characters, it kind of makes sense. That's why they would stick together through thick and thin, kind of a Burns, Smithers type thing, perhaps.
It is kind of Burns Smithers.
Kind of. But that's what I'm saying. Though, it's still too ambiguous to really kind of make a stretch there. But then that line's really ambiguous, saying we don't owe them like a whole don't ask, don't tell policy type thing.
Sure, exactly.
I'm saying let's not read into it too much till we get a little more evidence,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's see. So
we've been going on for an hour, so let's try and wrap this up.
All right, so you take us through.
Okay, so let's see. So Miss Piggy shows up. Piggy Nation representing, your queen has arrived. Oh God, this is great. Kermit's like, no, we have to get to work, and then Chef is just
Chef's mocking, and then Kermit's saying, "Who said that again? How would you not know who said that?" And so then Peggy's mentioned the Usher party, which it's a callback to Most Wanted.
No, I'm the Usher.
Be nice to see him show up just because of that,
Hello, my name's Fun. This is where I come to be murdered.
Kermit's saying, no, never again. We can't do this again. Anyway, Piggy's point, you're jealous. You're Yeah, but basically, you're
You
jealous
need
of
a
us.
group of friends to hang out with after work. I have one, and it's delightful.
Then Kermit has picked up some tips from Piggy about how to be manipulative.
Oh,
And
this is great. This is
he
great.
pulls a very kind of a Heisenberg convincing act here. He says, "Well, you know what? You're too special for them to hang out with. You know, you're a glamorous icon. That is the favorite that you say."
Oh God. That might be the favorite thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, keep going. So anyway, so then, yeah, basically, Kermit's still building up her ego here, saying, they should see you as stars in the sky, something to be admired from a distance. You know what? I envy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to get my hangout back.
Hello.
Keep going.
Okay. Anyway, so in the last bit here. Yeah, then Kermit has a little talking and mentioning, he loves, he learned to manipulate from Piggy, and Piggy is the best. That's Kermit just bringing up the fact, he's learning a lot from Piggy and seeing there's more sides to her than he thought. She actually is really good at manipulating people and actually can come in handy sometimes. And when the show's in danger, he's more than willing to manipulate.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, just make sure.
Okay, so what's our final bit here? So after the Piggy Kermit scene.
Well, here we have the resolution to the Statler and Waldorf bit where,
no, I mean before that, still the Piggy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Piggy has news for everyone.
Okay. Well, everyone, I'm just such a special person that, for reasons that you cannot possibly understand, we can no longer hang out. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honeydew bought a leather suit and everything. But I will be having a wonderful time. And and then of course Kermit just coming in with this is I forget what I said before. This is actually the Heisenberg line Kermit has of the episode.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God.
Kermit says, "Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. You never know how her brain works." And just like Kermit being the master manipulator in this scene. He has a Constantine bit too. He says, "It's not easy being mean."
No, it's not.
So then Fozzie has a little confrontation with Statler and Waldorf in the audience for the next show. He's just kind of chewing him out a little bit. Saying basically he's complaining, but I was nice to you and everything. I might be a sucker for trying to be nice.
Yeah, keep going.
Anyway, so then Statler.
Okay, I'm back. Oh my God.
You haven't been gone, Tiki. That's the thing.
I'm sorry. I was stressing out. You know what it was? I was trying to load the Google effects, and then everything just kind of went haywire. So
anyway, all right. You can hear me though, right?
Yes.
All right. So Statler's response to Fozzie just I was trying to be nice to you, and hurt my feelings on stuff. He's saying,
"Well, let me and Waldorf buy you dinner."
At Russo and Frank's. Oh, that'd be great. Anyways, Fozzie leaves, and then there's this bit where Walter's saying, "Well, we're going to Dantana's after the show." And says, "Oh, we still are." But listen, we got to stop off by Russo and Frank's and drop off a sucker sign. So cruel, so easy.
Granted, I will give you that it's a little bit disappointing seeing that plot line not really pay off as well as it did, but that was a damn good punchline nonetheless. It was a good punchline.
It was, yeah. I'm saying it works. It works within the context of the episode. But again, I mean, now you bring it up, there might be actually some room they can kind of bring this back. It might be a more complex road, but it could still work.
I think so.
Down the road of just is bringing up of that's his character fault. He can never be nice to this bear, but the part of him they might actually get along better than they think they would.
Right, exactly.
There might be something there, but again, still, there was an awe-striking moment where just Fozzie and Statler had that moment together. It was no one's come to visit. You're the only one's come to visit me.
Yeah, I think that moment was definitely by far the strongest element of the whole show. It's just that. And do you agree that it's the best episode of the series?
I don't know. I can't make that. First one was very impressive. I don't know.
The first one was impressive. I hate to say it, but this might be a Barbara kind of situation.
Where I feel
like the worst part of the first episode was Denise and Beams as though she's not in this episode, and it feels more like classic Muppet humor. I might have to lean towards this.
I mean, look, if I had to rank him at this juncture, again, I need time to make that sort of informed decision. It'd be like 1, 4, 3, then 2. That's at the order at the moment.
Okay. I'm thinking I would probably switch out 1 and.
I know 1 and 4 are close. Again, the point is they're really close.
They're close.
They're good episodes, I think. Again, Denise, we need more time with her to decide if she's bad.
Yeah, but she really didn't leave a good first impression on me.
She didn't leave a good first impression. That's the thing.
No, that southern accent really threw me off.
Yeah, the accent again. If they didn't have an accent in the pilots,
I didn't really care for her personality. I didn't really care for the implications involving Kermit and why he would go for her in the first place.
Had a lot more potential in the pilot, even though there's less character in that.
I didn't even think it had that much potential in the pilot. In the pilot, it just made her look like kind of like, ooh, there's the hot, sexy pig.
No, the idea of the pilot is that he wants the old Miss Piggy back from. He wants kind of the early days of romance with that.
Perhaps. Oh, that's true. That's true.
But again, they changed the character design completely, so it's we don't know what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's time will tell. We gotta give it more time. Again, we're in the early stages of the show here.
Well, I'm struggling to get my Google window back, so let's keep stalling.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll spec.
Okay, spec. Do we have any episode titles?
That's what I'm at. Do we have any?
Well, can you look them up really quick?
All right. Sure. So
my computer, like, I'm hoping that I don't have to restart my computer. I'm hoping.
Vamp is Miss Piggy. Vamp is Miss Piggy. Would you?
Oh, hello, everyone. You know what I hate? I hate unreliable computers. I hate technical difficulties. They're just so annoying. They're just so annoying. Oh, because you just who wouldn't relate to someone just sitting there and talking about their computer problems. And I'm just so great because I'm Miss Piggy.
Okay, we got an episode. We got an episode 1.
Yay!
So next episode is called "Walk the Swine."
Oh dear! So
and
going to be involved.
Oh, I have good news. I have great news.
What's the news?
Becky's coming back.
Who?
Fozzie's girlfriend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
nice.
We have a big guest star. I'm not going to spoil who it is, but we got a big guest star too.
That's cool. That's cool.
Well, decently big name, I guess.
I think I have an idea of who it is.
Do we want to spoil it or just save it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Reese Witherspoon. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. He certainly had a big year last year.
Yeah, I heard that she had some movies. Okay, anyway, so this episode, finally, the overall thoughts.
I am just trying to get my window back, man. This is not good.
So
I just don't want it to be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to restart the computer. You give your final thoughts, and if it cuts out, it cuts out. If not, then I'll come back on to end the show. Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So overall, folks, I thought this episode was, again, it was a good episode. It had the hallmarks of classic Muppets, and it had those elements I really liked from the first episode. So it was definitely a strong episode, and is definitely a step in the right direction. They're kind of pushing the boundaries with some new, interesting ideas. Again, like just that Statler Fozzie moment, even though it didn't pan out the way I was expecting it to. But again, it could carry on in some way. Again, there's been a lot of subtle carry on so far, but no, it's too early to tell really what some of these potentially status quo changes would be. But again, at this point, it's stepping absolutely in the right direction. Ed Helms is a great benefit to the episode, and Tiki was right when he said it's kind of kind of limiting to one main plot line. The only thing that was on the side was just kind of with Fozzie and Statler saying it was like a brief thing in between. That was like perfect story structure right there. One main story with the aftermath going on around it. Your stories in between. It was like an all-encompassing story, which was really interesting. So. But yeah, Sam Eagle, of course, Sam Eagle is always a benefit, and definitely have a few great lines here and there. But yeah, still, Sam Eagle stuff is really impressive. Let's see that relationship come back. Let's see some interesting stuff be done with that. But yeah, overall, very fun episode. Very fun episode. I'm not sure if it's going to beat the first one, because again, those two moments, the Bergeron gag, and and of course the emotional breakup. Those are hard moments to top. But there's some great comedy in this. Great comedy in this, very solid story. So I'm looking forward to more. I'm still in it, folks. I'm gonna say the same for Tiki, because I know we really like this episode. we're still in this for the long haul. You know, it's looking good. It's looking good so far. But again, those fears we do have going forward. Again, Denise, it's definitely a sticking point, but we don't want to be too harsh on it. We haven't really had time to get to know her. Only one episode wasn't too hot on her. So there's that. And I guess going forward, again, if they don't change the status quo, they don't kind of build a continuity in there. But I mean, it's still safe, though, and they're dragging things over gradually. So, I mean, they're safe right now, but they got to do something to spice it up, because people have two gripes with the show. It's either not spicing it up, making it distinct enough to warrant the show, and coming back after all this time with kind of modern sensibilities applied to the Muppets. And secondly, kind of pushing the edginess. The edginess was kind of pushed aside this episode, and it was fine. Like, all stuff was really kept in check, which is fine, but still. Bringing them back to the Muppet humor was a big benefit to this episode. That's why it's probably going to go over very well. So, yeah. So, we're just going to wait for Tiki for a moment, see if he comes back. So, folks, help the show out by all means, in the comments. Just, let us know some stuff. Tell us some stuff. You guys want any shout-outs? You want us to bring any viewpoints you have on the show or anything else? Just please, by all means, leave in the comments. We'll read every single one of them. You guys want us to share some, we'll do that for you. Anything you feel about, this new meta take on the Muppets, more than willing to share some viewpoints there, I mean, what are you guys thinking about this show so far? I mean, we like it. It's still showing potential. Yeah, like who are some of your favorite dynamics so far? Like, I can assume Sam Eagle will be one of them, but what else you got here? Is there any favorite episodes? Like, what is your episode order right now? What are you thinking? Yeah. Well, okay, here, even better question. What would you guys like to see down the line in this show? What are some of your expectations for this show? Like, what are some character pairings you'd like to see? Let's discuss that, because I know Walter still hasn't entered the show, which is still kind of bumming me out. Yeah, there's Walter, of course. That might be one of the big kind of continuity grabs going forward. Like, now we're getting them up at the universe now with this show. Like, we keep kind of pushing forward and still having a bit of, a string of continuity there. Of like, yeah, we're all the characters you've seen in the Muppets can now appear on the show. Like Chip, the ID guy. It's pretty funny. Hello. Sorry, folks. Tiki's giving us the silent treatment, but he'll be back soon. I hope. And we're on our way.
Hello.
And he's back.
Yes, I am. Tell me, what have you been doing to stall while I've been gone?
I've been asking the audience to participate, give us some thoughts they have on the Muppet, on this new take on the Muppet Show, seeing what they like to see going forward, that sort of stuff,
You're implying that we're actually going to have an audience after these technical difficulties.
Well, if you're going to take the Statler and Waldorf approach, sure.
Yes, I'm taking the Statler and Waldorf approach to our own show. It's come to that. Okay, so I guess I should give my final thoughts super quickly.
Yes.
Well, like I said, folks, I think I just really appreciate this episode for not really having all these overarching plots and hey, let's follow what Sam's doing and let's follow what Kermit's doing. I feel like the show in general works better when there's one plot and you can incorporate all the Muppets into it. Not every Muppet had the spotlight, but certainly a lot of the Muppets had good moments throughout this episode. And I definitely feel like besides maybe the Kermit, Elizabeth Banks kind of breakup moment at the end of the first episode, the Fozzie and Statler bit, in spite of the fact that it doesn't have the payoff we were wanting, it was still great. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I stand. And I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess with all that in mind, can you tell I'm trying to stall to get to the outro, even though the outro is simple. Fuck me. So until next time. Yeah, line. Line. CC, that was my line. That was my line. Okay, so until next time, when we talk about the Muppet Show.
Again.
Oh, I don't know. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Oh. Come here, what you do?